Nice to see you too, Josh.
next year we'll breathe in the sky. Though tomorrow's uncertain, we're gonna get by till it's here. So here's to next year. Here's to next year, when the people are pleading, 'cause the day seems so stark, when there's nobody leading you out of the dark. Can't let the misery harden your heart. The worst will pass over, and one day the waters will part. 'Cause next year, the world will break open. Next year, we'll breathe in the sky. Though tomorrow's uncertain, we're gonna get by till it's here. Here's to next year. Here's to next year. Next year, the world will break open. We'll breathe in the sky. We're gonna get by till it's here. As you wander and wonder how long you'll stay lost, remember the oceans and deserts we've already crossed.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Welcome. So wonderful to have everyone gathering together on this Shabbat, the first Shabbat in February. We were having a conversation over our Shabbat dinner table about what February has to offer to us. And people were complaining it doesn't have this and it doesn't have that. It seems like February is just this month of continuation, but I think February brings us the opportunity for much joy. Certainly on Sunday, we know we're going to have lots and lots of joy. We anticipated that in our family with challahs that had bucks spelled out on the top of it and laces across the top. So, you know, got to get into that spirit and hope that this Shabbat, our prayers go in the right direction, even though we don't pray for such things as Super Bowl wins. But, you know, hey, we'll put in a good word, right? And we hope that the blessing, the joy of the Shabbat, and the joy that we build to with Purim at the end of the month gives us much to be, give us delight, to lift our spirits, to lift our hearts. And so let's start with lifting our spirits, lifting our hearts with Hine Matov, how good it is for us all to be here together.
Hine matov u'manayim, shevet ahim gam yahad. Hine matov u'manayim, shevet ahim gam yahad. Hine matov, ya la 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 la. Hine matov, la 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 la. Hine matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim, shevet יחד. ידיד נפש אברהם, ידיד נפש אברהם, משוגעתך אל רצונך, משוגעתך אלי אל רצונך. ירוץ עבדך כמו יד, ישתחווה אלי אל מוחדרך. ידיד נפש אברהם, ידיד נפש אברהם, משוגעתך אל רצונך, משוגעתך אלי אל רצונך.
As we prepare to light our Shabbat candles, and we're going to ask Georgine Savitsky to lead us in reading this reading and light the candles, and then Joyce is going to say the blessing. Georgine, is that the right reading? Is that the one that you were
Yes.
sent?
Yes.
Excellent. Very good. Okay. So just a tip for those of you who might not have heard this spiel before. Up where it says you are viewing my screen, there's a little view options button that you can click on and pull down on your computer if you're on a computer. And that gives you control of how much of your screen is taken up by the slide share and how much is the gallery view of people. So you can choose side-by-side mode and then adjust with your cursor how much you want to see the slide and how much you want to see all of our beautiful, shining, smiling Shabbat faces. So Georgine, if you would take it away and lead us now.
Wild Geese by Mary Oliver. Tell me about your despair, yours, and I will tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and the clear pebbles of the rain are moving across the landscapes, over the prairies and the deep trees, the mountains and the rivers. Meanwhile, the wild geese, high in the clean blue air, are heading home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over, announcing your place in the family of things.
And now if you would light your candles, and hopefully we can maybe we'll get them into the view here. Oh, I see the light reflecting in. So as you light them, we'll ask for Joyce to lead us in the blessing. There we go.
As we begin Shabbat together, we listen to the call of creation and we find our way back home. Our path is illuminated by the lights of Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you so much. Shabbat Shalom.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu. Eloheinu melech haolam
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava uvratzon inchilanu zikaron l'maaseh v'reshit ki hu yom techila l'mikra'e kodesh זכר יציאת מצרים, כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. L'chaim. Let's welcome the bride, the Shabbat, with song, with dance, with blessing.
Lecha lecha dodi, likrot kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likrot kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. La 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 la, lecha lecha dodi, likrot kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likrot kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dirbu echad, Hishmi'anu elcham yuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, L'Shem tiferet v'lit la 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 lecha lecha dodi, likrat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechul v'nelcha, ki hi mekor habracha, v'rosh mikenen mesucha, sof ma'aseh v'machshava tehila la 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 lecha lecha dodi, likrat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Ohi v'shalom ateretz b'hala, gam b'simcha u'b'toch olam, tokimunei am segula, ohi Allah, ohi Allah, dodi, likrat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. La 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 la, lecha lecha dodi, likrat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela.
And as we move into the body of our service, I'd like to welcome not only those of you who are here with us on Zoom, but to also extend a welcome to those who are joining us through one of our different streaming platforms, whether you're watching the live stream through our Temple website, or if you are with us through Facebook Live or through our YouTube channel. However you are connected to us at this moment, we want you to know that we feel that connection and know we are connected as one broader community of Temple Beth-El. And it is those lines of connection, whether visible or invisible, that make us stronger as a kihila, as a community. And as we pray, a kihila kadosha, a holy community. Hatzi Kaddish.
Yitkadav, Yitkadash Shemei Rabbah. Be'alma divrach yirteh v'yamlich malchuteh. B'chayechon uv'yomechon. Uv'chayed l'chol beit Yisrael. Ba'agala, ba'agala. Uvizman kariv v'yimru amen. Yehi shmei Rabba mevarak le'alam me'almaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitroman v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yithaleh v'yithalal Shemei Kusha Brihu Leilam Kol Birchata V'Shirchata Tub Shvechata V'Nechemata Damin Ram Be'alma V'Yimru Amen.
In awe of creation. Baruch atah Adonai, please pray with me. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, b'chokhmah poteach sha'arim, uvitvuna mishane itim, machalif et hazmanim, umesader et hakochavim, b'mishmerotehem barakia kirtsono. Borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech v'choshech mipnei or, uma'avir yom umevi layla, uma'avdil ben yom uvein layla, Adonai Tzebaot Shemo. Unfailingly day follows night, the majesty of dawn a new wonder to behold. Our mouths are filled with praise for the one who brings on the evening, for we have faith and trust that the light of day will also be recreated in the morning. Baruch atah Adonai, Ma'ariv, Aravim.
להגשים כבוד מלכותו לעולם ועד. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובפתחך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. For many of us, these are liminal times, threshold moments that occur when we have left something behind but have not yet begun the full transition to what is next. Think of liminal times in your life. In their exact unfamiliarity, they are often the pivot points to significant meaning making and change. Naming these times for what they hold and offer, rather than merely for the absence of what was or might be, allows us to move with intention and greater appreciation toward the opportunities actually available now. Honoring the space between the waves, we can be awake, attuned, and all in for whatever is. The Hashkivenu, we say, captures one liminal moment. Between the end of day we call the dark of night, and the end of night we call the light of dawn. We must continually choose love in order to nourish our souls and drive away fear, just as we eat to nourish our bodies and drive away hunger.
A thought has blown the marketplace away. There is a song on the wind and joy in the trees. Shabbat has arrived in the world, scattering a song in the silence of the night, and eternity utters a day, and eternity utters a day. Adonai Sifatai, Sifatai Tivta, Ufi Yagita Ilatecha. Adonai Sifatai, Sifatai Tivta, Ufi Yagita Ilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avoteinu v'Imoteinu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imahot, U'Mevi Gula Livnei V'Nehem, L'Ma'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Mayim. Baruch atah Adonai, Magin Avraham v'Ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mekayel hakol atav rav lo Shia, Mashiv haruach u'morid ha'gashem. Mechalkel chayim bechesed, Mechaye hakol berakamin rabim, Somek noflim ve'rofei cholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato lishenei afar, Michamocham bal gevurot, Umidom elok, Melech memit umechaye, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman ata lechayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kdoshim b'chol yom yachalucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
And we'd like to ask for Dean Gottesman, who has been invited to read our prayer of thanksgiving, our Hoda'ah prayer, to read for us and lead us.
Heartbreak and hope are not mutually exclusive. We can be filled with longing for something we cannot have, and simultaneously, we can be grateful for what we've got, aware for reasons we choose of what really matters and what doesn't. Make a gift of your life and lift all by being kind, considerate, and compassionate at all times, in all places, and under all conditions, with everyone as well as yourself. This is the greatest gift anyone can give.
Thank you so much, Dean.
Shalom Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rabba Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rabba Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov b'einecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rabba Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rabba Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
We pause now for Tfilat Halev, prayers of our hearts, a few moments of personal, private, and silent prayer. Shalom, We come now to our prayer for healing, our Mishaberach for Refuah Shlema. Invite you to share in the chat box or in the chat on Facebook Live any names of individuals whom you include in our prayers for healing that are not listed on the screen in front of you on our communal list of members of our TVE family, our loved ones, friends, and relatives who are struggling with illnesses of the mind or the body, the soul. We pray for healing for them, for all those who have been stricken with the pandemic and suffer from coronavirus. We pray for those who take care of the sick. May God's strength be their strength. May they be God's instruments of healing. May their care be the extension of God's care. And may this be the way that God's healing comes into our lives and into our world. When we pray our Mishaberach for Refuah Shlema, and we ask for God to bless those who are in need of healing with blessing, with healing. What we are really doing is encouraging that healing to come from our partnership with God, because that is truly how miracles work, is when we become the instrument of God's presence. Thank you, Kendra, for sharing from Facebook that Jerry Spencer is included in our prayers. Lisa, we grateful that you include that name. For all those mentioned aloud, those who remain mentioned within our hearts, let us offer this prayer of healing.
May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Again, Kendra, thank you for being the conduit for us to bring the prayers of and hopes for healing from Guy Lieberman and from Paula Hammerly, who are with us on Facebook and are thinking of their loved ones and include their prayers in healing prayers as well. A community that is connected in many different ways is stronger when we know we are here for one another. We're going to turn it over to Joshua Bean. If you are ready, Joshua, and if you're there, I know you turned your camera off. Maybe we'll get your camera back on. And I'm going to take down the slide share so we can give you the screen, because it is time for greetings and announcements.
Awesome. Hello, everyone. Shabbat Shalom. Tomorrow morning, you can join Rabbi Torp at 10 a.m. for Shabbat morning service and Torah study. Access information to this was provided in your Shabbat Weekend Connection email this morning, so please check your email for that on how to access tomorrow's services. Big question, have you all had a chance to shop at our virtual 48th annual art festival for Temple Beth-El? There's still over 70 incredible artist galleries that are open online through this Sunday, so be sure to check it out and find the perfect piece that you can't live without. It's our biggest fundraiser of the year, and it's a big help to help us do what we do and help raise money for our synagogue. So please check it out at www.artfestivalbethel.com to be a part of this incredible fundraiser. And it's open, one last reminder, through Sunday, February 7th. It's Sunday, February 7th. Also, next Shabbat, we will be having a unique experience for all ages during our Kabbalat Shabbat service starting at 6 p.m. This service will be in lieu of our regular Shabbat service, so you don't want to miss it. Also, we have a lot of amazing events happening over the next 2 weeks. Here's a quick rundown. Next Wednesday at noon, we have our Sacred Conversations with Rabbi Torah. Next Thursday at 7 p.m., don't miss our fireside chats, getting to know Jesse Oppenheim. Sage virtual field trip and discussion on February 15th. And on Tuesday, February 16th, a Zoom book talk and discussion by our very own Sharon Letter. And Boomer's Pizza Making 101 with Chef David Cohen on Thursday, February 18th. So for most up-to-date information and details on all the events I mentioned, check out your digital February scroll in your email inbox or the events page on our website at www.templebethel.com. It's good to see your faces.
Thank you, Joshua. I want to, amongst all those fabulous things, and I hope you're getting a sense of there is increasingly more and more to engage with and to do. I think that it was said best when somebody has wrote that a congregation is much more than a building. It's not just about opening up a building, it's about opening up the congregation and reconnecting. So as Kendra just put in the chat, our first masked up and in-person Shabbat is in 2 weeks' time. And the information was in the e-scroll on Thursday, and there is the link as well. So we're going to have our first socially distanced, wearing masks, in-person Shabbat for 25 people. So you need to register in order to come. And if we get substantially more than 25, then we'll do a second service at 7 o'clock. This service is at 6 o'clock at the temple, and will be live streamed as well for those of you who either don't feel comfortable coming out to an in-person experience or cannot, don't get registered and don't make it in this time. And if it goes well, we'll do more. So hope that that'll be something to start serving our needs as in addition to that. So lots going on, and don't forget Purim's coming at the end of the month too. So many good things happening. All right, I'm going to put our slide share back up as we now move into our concluding prayers, beginning with the Aleinu. And Joyce, I'm going to turn it back over.
Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו כהונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה Adonai echad, Ushemo, Ushemo, Ushemo echad.
And we continue now with the mitzvah of memory as we remember those who have died in recent days and weeks and those whose yahrzeits are observed on this Shabbat and in the week ahead. In the period of Shloshim, we remember Jacob Nathaniel Funk, wife of Summer Funk, son of Karen Gray Funk, and grandson of Peter and Beverly Gray. We remember Helen Lesser Colton, mother of Terry Budman, grandmother of Madeline and Denny Budman. Leslie Jerome Bear, brother of Alan Bear, uncle of Molly and Ethan Bear. Anita and Jeff Golding, dear friends of Cantor Pamela Siskin. And we conclude Shloshim this Shabbat for Jim Roberts, loving partner of Jackie Capiello. Yahrzeits that we observe this Shabbat and the week ahead. Sam Bennett, Lillian Van Balen Bloch, Edith Bugach, Martin Bird, Shelby Chadwick, Arthur Cunningham, Norman Feinberg, Sidney Feinberg, Irene Franz, Lois Goldberg, Dr. Elliot Grant, Kate Berger Gross, Mark Hershkowitz, Robert Hirsch, Rhoda Jenkins, Nat Jurin, Carol Kalish, Muriel Katz, Harry Kaufman, Stanley Moses Crone Jr., Naomi Lane, Eli Samuel Leff, Martha Lochinsky, Fred Lowry, Joseph Newmark, Blimey Malka Orange, Jacob Pasternak, Sarah Perlman, Moses Rechnitz, Louise S. Rosen, Hilda Samler, Theodora Shary, Andy Siegel, Jerry Siegel, Jonathan Suskind, Ilya Sirkin, Betty Weintraub, and Sylvia Wolf. And I would ask if there's anyone else whom you are remembering, as Kendra put it in the chat, and their names are not on the list that I have read, I would ask you to please share those names. If you are observing a period of mourning, saying Kaddish for a loved one, a yahrzeit, or a recent death. Similarly, on Facebook, we ask if you are saying Kaddish for a loved one and would like to share that name, we ask that you put that name into the chat. For all those names mentioned aloud, for those loved ones whom we hold their memories deeply in our hearts, Zichronam livracha, may their memories be for a blessing. As we say together these words of Mourner's Kaddish. Yit gadal v'yit kadash shemei rabah, v'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chaye chon v'yom mechon v'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabba mevorach le'alam alamei almaya, Yit barach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, V'yit hadar, v'yit halev, v'yit halal, shemei d'kudusha barichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, namiran bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shamaya, v'chayim alenu v'yal kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, Aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael, v'yal kol yoshvei tevel, v'yimru, amen. We're going to conclude with O Yavo Shalom, peace will yet come for us, for everyone. Peace for us and all the world.
Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'akulam. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'akulam. Salam Aleinu ve'akolam. Salam, salam, salam Aleinu ve'akolam. Salam, salam. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'akulam. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'akulam. Salam Aleinu ve'akolam. Salam, salam, salam Aleinu ve'akolam. Salam, salam. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'akulam. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'akulam.
Shabbat Shalom to everyone. Al